Hey, friends. Okay, you have some childhood trauma. We know that. Check. If you watched any of my videos, you know that's what we speak to. You also consider yourself an independent woman. Check. You're in the right place. All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how letting go actually is the art of empowering yourself. And this really is all about like when you experience trauma, that on the other side of that, you can empower yourself to let go. Right. So I know you would love to heal that trauma. Drop me a line below and I will shoot you my book, Rebel Rising. It has the #1 most effective healing tool I use with all my clients to heal past trauma. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Contessa Akin. I'm the best emotional well-being coach that there is. I've coached close to 1,000 women over the last 15 years to heal their trauma, calm their nervous system, and empower them to rise up against the odds. The odds being that past of theirs. And in every video you get from me, you get at least one actionable item you can take today so that you can claim back what was taken from you, and that is your peace, safety, and trust. All right, let's dive into this video where we talk about the art of letting go and how childhood trauma can actually empower you. Okay, so let's get one thing clear. I'm not saying that you have to have trauma in order to feel empowered. I am saying, though, that you can use your trauma to empower yourself. You don't have to stay stuck in the trauma. You don't have to forever be a victim because at one time in your life you were legitimately and literally victimized. You can take those things, take those experiences because we can't change them. We can't make them go away. We can't alter history, right? What we can do is we can move forward and take our experience it and use it for our greatest good, for our benefit, for our highest intent. That's what we're talking about here today. And really, it's pretty simple in logical speaking, a little bit harder in practice in the heart, but the practice is what makes it totally worth it. All right, in my group coaching program, this is one of the things that we practice. And the program is a year long because you need time because crap never stops coming up. And it just takes time because we slow down so that we can really experience what's coming up for us so that we can genuinely heal those things in a sustainable way so they stop coming up. So only future crap comes up, not the past crap. All right. I can crack myself. That was true. Sorry. All right. So the first place to start is that you have this voice, right? Between this area, you have a lot of chatter up there. Like you have 60,000 thoughts a day. Up here in your own brain, you generate 60,000 thoughts a day. How many times do you tune into that and listen for what's actually coming up, just like unintentionally? It's not like you're putting yourself in a place to actually think, like when you're in a class or something, like new ideas get generated, not in that scenario, but just like random daily thoughts that just popping up. I call those unintentional thoughts, right? We're not like putting ourselves in an environment to think anything differently. How many times do you tune into that, record that, see what's coming up? Listen up to what's coming up just on autopilot. Oftentimes, those autopilot thoughts get repeated from day to day, from today to the next day, from the next day to the next day. And that's why your life seems to be in this same loop all the time, right? And so listen up. And when you listen up and you record those thoughts, start recording your thoughts, then are they the ones that you really want to have, that you want to pay attention to? Because let's face it, you have 60,000 thoughts a day, and you're only going to pay attention to a handful of those thoughts. Are the thoughts that are coming up unintentionally the ones that you want to pay attention to and give energy to and can you continue to think day after day after day? I bet if I'm a betting woman, which I'm betting right now, I'm guessing your answer would be no. So then the flip side of that is to put yourself in a position where you literally just was like, I'm going to intentionally think about something. Set your timer. It doesn't have to be a special environment. It doesn't have to be a class or anything. You can come up, Google prompted questions, for crying out loud. Get a deck of cards, whatever you need to do to just think intentionally. I love to just sit down and set a timer and just put my pencil to paper and just start moving my pencil until I have a thought. And then I think, is that intentional or unintentional? And I'm putting myself in a position to think intentionally. So most of the time they're intentional and just start writing down intentional thoughts that I would like to have. So the trick here is I would like to have them and they're also true to me. So they're not like far-fetched, like I'm an astronaut or I'd love to go to space. Like I have those kind of thoughts. It's true story, but they're not necessarily going to be true or real. They're not going to be tangible in my life. So those are not the kind of intentional thoughts we're talking about here, right? You're thinking of intentional thoughts and they're true, real, and tangible for you. Like, some unintentional. I was thinking about a lot of words there for a second. Unintentional thoughts. Some of my unintentional thoughts are right, like I'm not good enough. I'm never going to measure up. This feels horrible. I feel horrible. Right. So those are some unintentional thoughts that come up for me. So when I'm sitting down and I want to think intentionally, then I think things like I am valuable. What I do is valuable. I'm having fun. Oh my gosh, like I have a lot of unintentional thoughts, especially around my kids and harm coming to my kids. They're venturing out and doing their own spring break this year. Pray for me, people. But anyways, what happens is I unintentionally think about the harm that's going to come to them, or that people are going to take advantage of them. Well, there's also intentional thoughts that I can think that are true, right? It's also possible that the people that I think that are going to take advantage of my kids are also going to give them an advantage, right? So an intentional thought is the people they're going to be with are going to give them an advantage in this life, right? That the people around them are going to harm them. An intentional thought here that can be true is that the people that they're with are safe. They know how to keep themselves safe, right? So unintentional thoughts, intentional thoughts, listen up, pay attention. All of them come from within your brain. So you get to choose which ones you entertain. And then taking care of your inner child. So part of the process of letting go is reparenting your inner child. So first step is we're going to pay attention to our adult self and what we're thinking, because oftentimes our little girl inside don't necessarily trust the adult version of us today. So the first place is to take charge of your thoughts, take charge of your experience. And then the second place is then to nurture your little girl. Inside my group coaching program, we have a workshop where we do one day during the year where we intentionally go in and connect with our little girls and reparent them. So much fun, and build that trust and build that inner relationship. And when you do, this is how you empower yourself, and you take your past experience and say, okay, here's where I'm at. I'm going to take charge and empower yourself to live a happy, fulfilled, peaceful life. And that's what I would like for you as well. Hopefully you want it for yourself too. All right. I know you would love to heal that trauma. So drop me a line below. I will send you my book, Rebel Rising. It has the #1 most effective tool I use with all my clients to heal past trauma. Until next time.